Hello friends who opened this video to listen to an interesting story. I never thought I would be one of the people who write here, but apparently life has a twisted sense of humor. I've been married to my wife, Sarah, that's not her real name, for 6 years now. We were the couple that others envied, at least I thought so. I run a successful software business from home, so financially things were good. We traveled, went on dates, surprised each other with little gifts. From the outside it looked like a dream marriage. Sarah's a private tutor, mainly high school and early college level. She's always been passionate about education, and I respected that. Her students loved her. She'd get glowing reviews from parents. I used to be proud of her. Used to. The first signs were subtle. She started getting really secretive with her phone. Nothing dramatic, just little things, like suddenly locking her screen when I walked in the room, turning off notifications, or laughing at messages she wouldn't explain. I joked once, "What, got a secret admirer or something?" And she gave me this weird smile. Not nervous. Not playful. Just off. Then came the new clothes. Tighter dresses, suddenly more makeup on days she just had a few tutoring sessions, and spritzing on that expensive perfume I bought her for our anniversary. She said she was just trying to feel better about herself. I wanted to believe that. God, I wanted to believe that. We were still sleeping together, still cuddling, still saying, "I love you," every night. I felt like the luckiest man alive, until the fantasy started to crack. The slippery slope. At first, I kept gaslighting myself. Telling myself I was being paranoid. That the late sessions were just students needing extra help. That the giggling texts were just group chats or TikToks or whatever. But then came him. Let's call him Jason, 19 years old, a freshman in college, one of Sarah's new students. She mentioned him once or twice in passing, like it was no big deal. Said he was bright, a little lost, but full of potential. Cool, great. I'm all for helping kids get on track. But then I started seeing his name pop up a lot. Once I glanced at her phone when it lit up. Message preview, Jason. Can't stop thinking about last night, red heart. She swiped it away so fast you'd think the phone was on fire. I didn't say anything right away. I was in shock. Frozen. My stomach dropped like I'd been kicked off a cliff. I remember thinking, no. She wouldn't. She wouldn't do that to me. Not to us. But I started watching more closely. She started wearing lingerie, not for me though. I'd find it in the laundry, worn, but we hadn't touched each other in days. She suddenly had excuses for why she couldn't come to family dinners, even skipping my nephew's birthday party because she had to prep Jason for finals. Ironic choice of words, huh? The final straw before the confrontation? A hotel receipt in her coat pocket. Yeah. Real original. A local inn, same night she said she was tutoring at the library. I remember holding that slip of paper like it was a grenade. Heart pounding. Mind racing. Hand shaking. She came home that night smiling. Smiling. Gave me a kiss, asked if I wanted Thai or sushi for dinner. I almost vomited. To be continued in part 3, the confrontation. Let me know when you're ready for the next part, it gets messy. Pushpin, don't forget to update the video description if you're using this as a voiceover or narration clip. Would you like me to keep writing the parts as if they're being narrated for YouTube too? The confrontation. I waited until the weekend. I needed time to cool off, or at least try to. I didn't want to explode, I wanted answers. I wanted her to look me in the eye and tell me it wasn't true. That there was some logical, innocent reason she was texting hearts to a teenager and secretly checking into a hotel. So Saturday afternoon, I asked her to sit down. I had the hotel receipt in my hand. She looked confused at first, then annoyed. "What's this?" she asked, flat. I asked her to explain it. That's when the lies started flying faster than I could catch them. "It's not what you think. It was for a tutoring conference. A friend booked it under my name. You're being ridiculous." I showed her Jason's message. Her face went pale, then flushed red. Why are you going through my phone? No denial. No shock. Just straight to deflection. I asked her calmly somehow. Are you sleeping with your student? Her answer? A scoff, a shake of the head, and then this gem. Jason is mature for his age. He understands me. Maybe if you paid attention once in a while, I wouldn't have to look elsewhere. I swear, I felt my soul leave my body. This woman, my wife, my partner of 6 years, was not only cheating on me, but blaming me for it. After everything I'd done, how I supported her while she built her tutoring business, how I literally paid off her student loans for her when we got married. Now she was standing there acting like I had failed her? I told her I knew it had been going on for weeks, maybe months. I told her I saw the signs. I told her I wasn't stupid. She didn't deny it after that. She just went cold. So what do you want to do then? She asked. Like we were negotiating a business deal. No apology. No remorse. Just done. I didn't answer. I walked out. Took my keys, drove until I found a 24-hour diner, and sat there staring at a cup of coffee I didn't drink. Next up, part 4, the fallout. That's where the emotional sledgehammer really hits. Let me know when you're ready for it. The fallout. I didn't go home that night. I couldn't. I stayed at a cheap motel on the edge of town, barely slept, kept replaying the conversation in my head. Her face. That smug, empty look when she said, "So what do you want to do then?" Like she was daring me to walk away. Like I didn't matter anymore. The next morning, I texted her. I need space. I'll come by to grab some clothes later. Her reply? Do what you gotta do. Cold. Detached. No emotion. This was the same woman who once cried because I forgot our anniversary dinner reservation. Now I find out she's been screwing a 19-year-old behind my back, and I get. Do what you gotta do. When I came home, the house was quiet. She was gone. I went straight to the bedroom, half expecting her to have packed up and left, but nope. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Her vanity still had her perfume. The one she wore for him. I went to grab some clothes and noticed something odd. Her laptop was open on the kitchen counter. I don't know what possessed me, but I opened her email. And there it was. A thread of emails between her and Jason. Not just about meeting up, but planning things. Things like, when are you gonna tell him? I hate sneaking around. Once he finds out, I'm not hiding us anymore. She even called me boring. He doesn't challenge me. I feel like I'm dying in that house. Dying? We had a dream life. Travel, money, a cozy home. I supported every idea she had. Cheered for every little win. And this is how she painted me? Like I was some ball and chain holding her back? That's when I cried. Not just tears, full-on breakdown. In the kitchen, on the floor. I felt erased. Replaced. Gaslit into thinking I was crazy, when the whole time she was playing me for a fool. That pain? It's like a physical ache. Not just heartbreak. It's betrayal. It's humiliation. It's looking back at every "I love you," she whispered, and wondering if any of it was ever real. Coming up next, part 5, the fallout, continued, family, friends, and finding out. The fallout, continued, family, friends, and finding out. After reading those emails, I backed everything up. Screenshots. Saved emails. Forwarded them to myself. Not because I wanted revenge, not yet, but because I needed proof. I needed something to hold on to, something real, because my entire reality felt like it had been yanked out from under me. That same day, I told my best friend, Dan. He and his wife were our closest couple friends, dinner parties, vacations, the works. When I told him what Sarah had done, I expected shock. What I didn't expect was this. "I'm sorry, man. I was afraid something like this might happen." Turns out, Dan and his wife had noticed the signs too. They saw her flirting with Jason once. She brought him to a small group barbecue claiming he was just tagging along because he needed help with a paper. Apparently, she was laughing at all his jokes, touching his arm, completely ignoring me. Dan said his wife mentioned it after the party, said it felt off, but they didn't want to stir anything up. I get it, but hearing that crushed me even more. People saw this coming and didn't tell me? I felt stupid. Like the only person who didn't see the fire was the one standing right in it. Then came the real bombshell. My mom called. She had talked to Sarah that morning. She told me you were going through something and needed space. My mom said. Space. That's what she called it. Like I was some emotionally unstable nutcase instead of a husband she betrayed. I couldn't hold it in. I told my mom everything. And then I told my sister. And my cousin. And anyone who mattered. Because screw it, I was done protecting her image. And get this, some people actually defended her. Said she must have felt neglected. Or maybe she was just lonely. No. Sorry. You don't accidentally fall on top of your 19-year-old student in a hotel room while lying to your husband. But the real twist? One of her student's parents reached out. Apparently, rumors had started to swirl. Jason had bragged to some friends. Word spread fast. She lost 3 clients in 1 week. I didn't have to say a word, Karma handled that part for me. She texted me that night. I hope you're happy now. You've ruined my business. I laughed. Actually laughed. The audacity. You ruined your own damn life, Sarah. All I did was stop covering for you. Coming next, part 6, the decision, what I did, and why. The decision, what I did, and why. By the end of that week, I'd moved into a short-term rental across town. I needed distance. Space. Sanity. Sarah kept texting. Nothing heartfelt, just little guilt-trippy things like, "You're really going to throw away 6 years? You're being dramatic. We can fix this if you just stop being so emotional." Emotional? Lady, you lit our marriage on fire and handed me the matches. What did you expect me to do? Thank you for the fireworks. I started therapy. Best decision I made in this whole mess. My therapist helped me unpack why her betrayal hit so hard. Because it wasn't just about the cheating, it was the lies. The manipulation. The gaslighting. She used my trust like it was a doormat. And I let it happen for too long. The worst part? I still missed her. Not her, exactly, but the version of her I thought was real. The woman who used to rub my back after a long day, who made playlists for our road trips, who cried watching sad movies and held my hand in the grocery store. That version of her was gone. Or maybe she never existed. Then the final nail came. Jason, the golden boy, the mature one, dumped her. Apparently, he didn't want the drama after all. Said he wasn't ready for something serious. She spiraled. Called me, crying this time. Said she made a huge mistake. Said she wanted to start over. And I'll admit, a small part of me wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe that maybe this nightmare could be undone. But the bigger, stronger part of me remembered the hotel receipt. The emails. The smirk when I confronted her. The way she blamed me for her choices. So I told her. We're done. I'm filing for divorce. Silence. Then she said, So that's it? You're just going to give up? I said, You gave up the second you took your student to a hotel. And I hung up. I met with a lawyer the next day. No drama. No drawn-out war. I let the truth speak for itself. Up next, part 7, the aftermath, healing, growth, and ghosts of the past. The aftermath, healing, growth, and ghosts of the past. Divorce is weird. It's not like in the movies, no dramatic final scene, no fireworks. It's slow. Bureaucratic. Sign here, sign there. Wait. Process. Wait more. Meanwhile, life doesn't pause. I moved into a smaller apartment. Quiet place. Still smells like new carpet and cheap paint. I bought a second-hand couch, started cooking for one again, got way too into true crime podcasts, ironic, I know, betrayal and all. Every night was an emotional roller coaster. Some days I felt fine, strong even. Others? I'd hear a song, see a photo, or just wake up wrong, and suddenly it was all back in my face again. Grief. That's what it is. Grieving a person who's still alive, but not the same. One night, I passed by our old house just to see it. Her car was gone. Lights off. And I sat there in my car for 10 minutes, wondering how the hell we got here. We had Christmas mornings there. Sunday pancakes. Plans to renovate the guest room for someday. And now? Just a cold, hollow shell of what used to be my favorite place on earth. But here's the thing no one tells you. Healing doesn't come in big, cinematic moments. It comes in little victories. The first time I laughed again, for real. The first morning I woke up and didn't think of her. The day I deleted every picture of us and didn't feel a sting. The moment I realized I like being alone. Friends stepped up. Family circled in tighter. Dan came by every week with pizza and beer. My sister made me go hiking with her even though I complained the whole time, and weirdly, that trail felt like a turning point. And yeah, Sarah tried to contact me a few more times. She emailed me once a month later, saying she was in therapy now, that she wanted to own her mistakes. Good for her. But I was done being part of her self-discovery arc. I didn't reply. Coming next, part 8, the reflection, what I learned, and what I tell anyone going through this. The reflection, what I learned, and what I tell anyone going through this. It's been a year since I found out. Crazy how something that felt like it would destroy me, didn't. It changed me, no doubt. But in a weird way, it also woke me up. There were so many moments I thought I wouldn't get through. Nights I stared at the ceiling feeling worthless, used, stupid. I questioned everything, my worth as a partner, my instincts, even my sanity at times. Cheating doesn't just break your heart, it messes with your sense of reality. But here's what I've learned. 1. Love isn't enough if there's no respect. I loved Sarah deeply. But she didn't respect me, and in the end, that made all the difference. 2. Trust your gut. I saw the signs. I just wanted to believe I was overthinking. I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I loved her. Never again will I ignore my intuition to keep the peace. 3. Cheating is a choice. Always. I don't care how bored, unappreciated, or lonely someone feels, they had 100 other options before betrayal. They chose the one that hurt the most. 4. You can survive anything. I thought I'd fall apart. But I didn't. I rebuilt. I healed. I came out better. Stronger. Wiser. Hell, I even picked up guitar again. I haven't felt this me in years. If you're reading this and you're going through something similar, let me tell you this, you will be okay. You might feel like your world is ending right now, like everything familiar has burned down. But what's actually happening is a rebirth. You're shedding dead weight. You're learning what you will and won't tolerate. And eventually, you'll stop mourning what you lost, and start being grateful it's gone. Would I take her back? Not even if the world was ending. Would I do anything differently? Maybe I'd listen to my gut sooner. But honestly, this pain taught me more about myself than any good year ever did.